A good question. And so first, of course, they have to have kind of an adult mentor or somebody to certify, that they are doing it. So we have
Sure.
to be able to document it. But I've got students doing jujitsu. I've got students, just working out at a gym. Actually, they we want them to be kind of scientific and rigorous. So I had a student who documented how much he was, bench pressing over the course of the year, and started pretty modestly, but by means of working out daily, how many reps he's doing. I would
Sure.
say as long as you have kind of an adult who's willing to sign off that you're doing responsible work, as long as you're doing kind of the equivalent of, in our case, we only need half a credit for PE. So as
Right.
long as you're doing half a credit worth of physical activity and we can document it in a responsible way, typically they do it using, journals. So they often have to document what they're doing every day or 3 times a week or whatever. And then they have their coach or whatever sign off and say, yes, the student did that. And then often they do want to show off with videos as well. And so, in this day and age, there are lots of ways to document work.
Yeah, document and
And
verify.
most of the kids, as you know, since you're a principal, when you allow and support kids in doing what they want, they do so much better, so much more deeply. That's actually how we get such high level performance. Is traditional schools are often conflicting with what students want to do. Mostly, we're aligned with what students want to do, and it creates an incredibly positive environment.
It makes sense to me because we certainly noticed that when we took the guardrails off, well, what traditional schools is really much more of a concrete block fence. When we removed that and created a little more space, students actually just did way more than they would have normally done for credit. They actually went well beyond that in independent study or in special elective, those kind of things. So it makes sense to me.
Exactly. And I would say with the previso that sometimes there is a transition period if they're used to a school where they've been passive. Maybe first semester, again, that's the deer in the headlights thing.
Sure.
And maybe even a year in some cases. But I think young people, what we adults often don't realize is young people want to be excellent. And what I find is, I mentor many students, is that when the student realizes I'm interested, I tell students up front, I want to help you have an amazing life. How can I help you have an amazing life? One way I think about it is most schools are kind of pushing a curriculum and program down on the student. We start with the student. What do you love? What are you passionate about? What are your goals in life? My purpose course, we talk about, do you care about money? Do you care about family? Do you care about travel? Do you care about education? Do you care about status?